Okay, brothers, sisters, please stand up. There is no iqama, no adhan for the Eid prayer. May Allah reward Uncle Bashir. Uncle Bashir said that as far as the time is concerned, we should be like English people, not, Indian. He said Indian. I didn't like it, but he said it Indian. So it's not Indian. All the Asians are always late. So, but alhamdulillah, because he is my uncle, so alhamdulillah, I can take that compliment, inshallah. So we are on time now. It's nearly 9:01. So alhamdulillah, there's no problem, we are on time. Please join together. Shaitan is released now. The only way to keep shaitan away from us is that we have to join our feet and shoulders with the brothers and sisters, with their feet and their shoulders. And inshallah, with that, Allah will join our hearts. Inshallah. Now that's my son. He said 8 minutes, so I have to wait for him. Alhamdulillah. So let me tell you briefly. We start with takbir, then we fold our hands, and then we say additional 7 takbirs. Okay? Then after that, in that 7th takbir, you can raise your hands if you want, and you can just stay like that and say takbir. That's also from the sunnah. There's nothing, disputed about that. And after that, we pray Surah Al-Fatiha, and then we normally we pray Dua al-Tana, and then after Tana, we pray Surah Al-Fatiha and Surah Al-Ala. And then we do our ruku, sajda, and then after ruku and sajda, we get up for the second rakat by saying Allahu Akbar. That Allahu Akbar is for the salah of the rakah of the second rakah. Allahu Akbar. But then after that, again, after folding your hands, you have to say additional 5 takbirs, and that too can be with the raising of hands or just saying takbir with the mouth. No difference, inshallah. Then we will do Surah Al-Fatiha. We read Surah Al-Fatiha, then we read Surah Al-Ghashiyah. And after that, we perform ruku and 2 sajdas. And after that, inshallah, there will be a very serious message that is called one khutbah, which I want to convey to the brothers and sisters, that as a Muslim living in Britain, how we should perform the Dawa, inshallah. Allahu Akbar. 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 Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. Those brothers who have missed the Eid prayer, they can pray 2 rakat inshallah, and with the intention of your praying Eid inshallah. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Brothers and sisters, Eid Mubarak to all of you. تقبل الله منا ومنكم. This is the sunnah of the Sahaba that after finishing the Eid prayer, they would normally say to each other by, hugging each other, and they would say, Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum, that may Allah accept from us and from you. And it's referring to the ibadah that we have done, fasting, Taraweeh, and the good deeds that we have done, and the prayers that we have done. So this is the dua. This dua itself shows that we have serious concern for each other. We have sympathy for each other. We have liking for each other. We have unity for each other, and we wish good for everyone. So this is the first thing. Second thing is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned 3 nations in the Quran. Bani Israel, and in the Bani Israel there are 2, the Jews and the Christians. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Ya Bani Israel, اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين. O children of Israel, remember my favors upon you. And also remember the position that I gave you over the whole ummah, whole nations, over the world, that you were the best of the nations. After this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about this nation. ضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الذِّلَّةُ وَالْمَسْكَنَةُ وَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا يَكْفُرُونَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ وَيَقْتُلُونَ النَّبِيِّينَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ. And in Surah Al-Ma'idah it says, وَكَانُوا لَا يَتَنَاهَوْنَ عَن مُنْكَرٍ فَعَلُوهُ لَبِئْسَ مَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. That, O children of Israel, Allah's curse has come upon you. Allah has put you into tests and trials and calamities and crises. After, when you were the best of the nation, Allah has brought you to the worst of the nation. Why? This is to Bani Israel. Allah is saying that they were disobeying Allah. They were crossing the limits of halal and haram, and they were killing the prophets and messengers. And the fourth thing, Allah is saying that these people were not preaching the truth to each other. They were remaining silent, and they were not giving dawah to each other. That was the reason for that best nation has gone to the worst of the nation. So, but when it comes to us, Allah has mentioned about us, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. That you are the best of nations. Now you are the best of nations. Referring to those who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The Jews were best at some time. Then they were the worst due to those reasons. The Christians were best at some time in the sight of Allah. Then they were the worst in the sight of Allah due to these reasons. We are also the best in the sight of Allah. But because there is no partiality with Allah, it's not that Allah will do injustice to them and do justice to us, nothing like that. So if they were the best and then they became worst due to the reasons, we are the best, we were the best, we will be the best as long as we remain with the qualities. And if we do the same thing what they have done, that made them worst, we will be the worst too. So, coming back to main point, this ayah is referring to the best of the nations, and it tells us, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. You are the best of nation. Allah has created you for the people. Allah has created you for the people. And again in this ayah there is a message that the Muslims are not terrorists. Muslims are not extremists, because this ayah is saying that Allah created you for the people, which means your responsibility is to look after the humans, to look after the people. That means all that is required. Yeah, you can come if you want, please. Allah is saying in this ayah, "Ukhrijat lin-nas." Allah has created you for the people. Referring to what? That it is our duty to protect even the life of other people. And if we don't do that, then we are not the best of the ummah. And then Allah says, after looking after the benefits of the ummah, the
Irish people, pray for Irish people.
Come please, come inside. Okay, come in. Khalle.
It's Tommy Nichols, yeah.
So, Quran is saying that your duty is to tell the truth to the people. That's our duty. And also it is our duty that we have to wish good for all of them, and at the same time wishing good does not mean that wishing good does not mean that we put them into the hell or throw them into the hell or we hate them. Wishing good is also that if they are in danger, we have to tell them that that you are in danger and you have to be, protected. And this is what the other part says. تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. Anything that will bring the danger to the humanity is your duty to warn them against.
Scumbag. Something going to see us, Irish saying.
Normally he's drunk. He's all right.
Something going to go in. Yo. I'm swearing.
Carry on, Sheikh, carry on.
Okay. Now I'm losing my patience.
Respect to Foggy. Respect to Foggy.
Okay. Finally, coming back to the main point, that today we are in the country where we see lots of munkar happening. Lots of things are happening which are dangerous to the humanity in general. बैठ जा.
My car is in the way.
और कुछ नहीं करना.
नहीं और क्या करूँगा? मैं अकेला हूँ.
ना अकेले की जरूरत नहीं है, हम वैसे भी 200 पे भारी हैं इंशाल्लाह. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. तो this, please pay attention. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. That our duty, Allah is saying that you can only remain best if you are well-wishing for the nation. You are protecting the humanity and you are preaching the truth and warning them against the danger. This is the quality that Allah has prescribed for us. And definitely as Muslims we are guaranteed inshallah to go to Jannah. There is no harm in that, there is no doubt in that. So definitely anybody who says La ilaha illallah khalisatan min qalbihi man kana akhiru kalamihi La ilaha illallah dakhala al-Jannah. This is the hadith, and in Sunnah Darmi it says khalisatan min qalbihi. Man qala la ilaha illallah khalisatan min qalbihi dakhala al-Jannah. The one who says La ilaha illallah sincerely from his heart, even at the time when his soul is being removed, at the time of the soul comes to the hilqum, where he's dying. At that moment, even if he says La ilaha illallah sincerely, that there is no God to be worshipped except Allah, inshallah he will go to Jannah. So this is a guarantee. But my brothers and sisters, we are in this country, and the things that has been done by the Muslims, so-called Muslims, that is because of the misunderstanding of the characteristics that Allah has put in us as a da'i, as a preacher. Quran says in Surah Al-Asr, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. To be qualified for the Jannah, we have to have minimum 4 qualities. We have to have, if we have these 4 qualities, inshallah we are guaranteed. It's not 2, it's not 1, it's all 4 we have to have it, which is that to believe in Allah, to do good deeds, and to give the Dawa and accept the truth when it comes to us, when we are wrong and somebody brings the truth to us, we have to accept that. Not only just telling people, but also to correct ourselves. And to have sabr in this mission. Sabr in this mission, that means when we are giving Dawa of the truth, we have to put the example of Prophet Salih. We have to put the example of Prophet Hud. We have to put the example of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. We have to put the example of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. We have to put the example of Prophet Isa alayhi salam, that the Jews wanted to kill him. We also have to put the example of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, that the people of Makkah wanted to kill him. And that is not because of the dunya, this is because of the dawah. So we have to have sabr. That means we cannot go against. Now as a human, when you saw this man was doing something, I was losing my patience. But alhamdulillah, as a Muslim, I have to set up a good example for you, for the sake of Allah. That if I lose my patience, then what will be you going to do then? So alhamdulillah, this is the example that we have to be believers. We have to do good deeds. We have to preach the truth and accept the truth. And at the same time, if we are having any calamity, hardship, even the threat to the life, still we have to have sabr, and we have to tell the Muslims to have sabr. So this is the 4th point which I want to explain to you, my brothers and sisters. First of all, as Muslims, we have to tell the people what is right and what is wrong. But before that, 13 years of Islam, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and all the Sahaba were accepting the truth, and they were applying the truth in their life. They were preaching the truth and they were applying the truth in their life. But there wasn't any, pay attention please, there wasn't any confrontation physically by Rasulullah for 13 years. But even after that, what do I mean by confrontation? Like people, they tried to torture them, they tried to burn their houses, they tried to kill them, they tried to kill their women, they tried to kill their children, they even tried to kill them. And Prophet ﷺ told the Sahaba to migrate to another non-Muslim country, Muslims were told to migrate to another non-Muslim country, and that was the Ethiopia. Ethiopia was the Habasha, was the non-Muslim country, and in other words, it was the Christian dominant country. But Rasulullah told the Sahaba that you can go to that land and practice your religion. So this is another example for us that if we can't practice our religion even in the Muslim land, we are allowed to migrate to a non-Muslim country based on this ayah, this example of the Sahaba. And then when Prophet ﷺ was still in a situation where his dawah was not, they were not allowing to do the dawah, so they had to migrate from Mecca to Medina. We know that the last stage of his migration, they plotted to kill him. And they tried their level best to kill him. And when Rasulullah was escaping from that plot, they even chased him. And they said to the non-Muslims that if you bring the head of Muhammad, dead or alive, we will give you 100 camels as a gift, as a prize. So, but still they could not do that. And when Rasulullah came to Medina, again in Medina he was doing his job, practicing the Islam and telling the truth to the people. There wasn't any confrontation or physical fight between the Muslims and non-Muslims. No physical fight between non-Muslims. But the people, the kuffar, did not like that Prophet Muhammad preaching Islam there in Medina. So they even chased him there. They wanted to kill the Muslims there. They wanted to kill the whole of the Muslim Ummah, and that's the reason they came with 1,000 soldiers to destroy all the Muslims. The Muslims at that time were a handful of people, 313 people who could join the, a battle where to defend themselves, defend their religion. But the point we are missing over here is that the people today, so-called Muslims, they want the Sharia. And they want the Sharia to the government level. They want the Sharia to the country level. And then they are missing the point that the Sharia starts from yourself first. The Sharia, what is Sharia? To apply Allah's law, yes or no? Please answer my question. What is Sharia? To apply Allah's law in your life, yes or no? Yes. So it should be starting from yourself. Then it comes to your relatives. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ, and give the dawah to your relative. And Rasulullah sallallahu إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُسَيْطِرْ. Allah, the ayah which I read is from Surah Al-Ghashiyah in the second rakah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, oh Muhammad, you have to warn the people, but you are not someone who have to be, watching all the time and making them do by force. La ikraha fi din, there is no force in our religion. So what point I'm telling you over here to understand? That the problem with our brothers, problem with those people, so-called whatever the name they have, these people, they want the Sharia and they want to start from the top. They want to start from the top, and that is wrong, because Rasulullah started Sharia from within himself. Then he went to the relatives. Then Allah told, after 3 years of his dawah within the people, Prophet ﷺ was given the command, قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ. قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ. Now you have to come out in public and tell the people and warn them against the harm that could come to them. So based on this point, my brothers and sisters, now answer my questions. If a Muslim is not practicing his deen, okay, let's see, if I'm not practicing the deen, let me give you my practical example. If I'm not praying as a Muslim, if I'm not fasting as a Muslim, or I'm doing haram as a Muslim, is Allah going to ask you about me? Answer my question. Is Allah going to ask you about me? No. Is Allah going to punish you for my sins? No. What does that mean? That definitely Allah will ask me for what I have done. So this is if I'm a Muslim and I'm not practicing, Allah will still not ask you for that. Then how can we make a non-Muslim practice their religion by force when Allah will not ask you about them too? Are you with me? So the main point is that we have to convey the truth, and the rest is left between them and Allah. If a Muslim or a non-Muslim, if he or she or they are not practicing the deen, our job is done. And what is that? What is our job? Dawa. That's all. Alhamdulillah, whether it is your wife, whether it is your husband, whether it is your children, whether it is your friends, whether it is Muslim, whether it is a non-Muslim, you tell the truth. At the same time, you should be applying the truth in your life. You tell the truth and leave it to Allah, because Allah has said, "La taziru waziratun wizra ukhra." That nobody will be blamed for others' sin. If somebody is sinning, Allah will not blame me for that. If I'm sinning, Allah will not blame you for that. Then Allah also has said, "Tilka ummatun qad khalat laha ma kasabat wa lakum ma kasabtum wa la tusaluna amma kanu ya'malun." They were the nations, referring to the people in the past. Whatever the good or bad they have done, they have gone. Wa lakum ma kasabtum. And you are also a nation, you will also go and you will take the deeds with you, good or bad. وَلَا تُسَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. But Allah will not ask you about what they were doing. So my brothers and sisters, will there be any fight? Will there be any disturbance? Will there be any threat from the Muslim if we do our job and we leave it to them and Allah? No. But our problem is, we are coming on the street and we are saying we want the Sharia. And when we will get the Sharia, we will, put those people into prison. We will force them to wear niqab. We will cut their heads if they are not wearing the dresses. This is not from Islam. And if they say that this is from Islam, it is from them. This is their plan. It's not from the Muslim or Islam. So that we have to understand, that because Shaitan is planning, and Shaitan will produce this kind of people to present the bad picture of Islam. So we also have to understand, we have to be smart and clever, that these people who are standing up, they are influenced by Shaitan. Otherwise, they would have done the way the prophets Nuh had done, Salah had done, Hud has done, Ibrahim has done, Musa has done, Isa has done, and Muhammad has done. Alayhimu salatu wassalam. So this is my message to you all, my brothers and sisters, that you have to learn your religion. This is the first thing. You have to apply your religion in your life to the best of your ability. And then you start giving dawah with your mother first. Wallahi. If you don't give dawah to your mother and she goes to hell, you will be also responsible for that. As a son, as a daughter, your responsibility is to look after your mother and father. And to look after them is to protect them from falling into the hell. Then your wives, if you have. Then your sisters and brothers, if you are with them before your marriage. Your husband and your children. Then you go out, your neighbors. Then you go out in the locality. Then you go out in the town. Then you go out in the city. Then you go out into Coventry. And then you go out into the country. And then you go to the neighboring countries. This is your duty. Otherwise, if you say that I want to bring down the whole parliament of, Western world, and you want to bring Sharia, Sharia starts from your heart. Sharia starts from your life. Okay, after that, my brothers and sisters, telling the truth are different ways. Either you can text the truth by text messages, by coming on the stage and preaching, by having conferences, by having discussions, by talking on the issues which are allegedly, ascribed to Islam, discussing that. This is all our part of da'wah. After that, if we have done that, then again, if we are being killed or we are tortured or we are put into calamities and crisis, then we have to have sabr, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Am hasibatum an tadkhulul jannata wa lamma ya'tikum mathalul ladhina khalaw min حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب. That you think that you will go to Jannah, yet Allah has not tested you the way Allah has tested the people before you. They had gone into crisis, calamities, disaster, suffering, torturing. So many things had happened, and it was to such an extent. It was to a such an extent. Please pay attention to me. Please leave it. It was to a certain extent that the Prophet also lost his sabr, and all the prophets and the believers, they said, Allah, where is your help now? Allah has said, Allah inna nasrullahi qareeb. Don't worry, have sabr. Allah's help is very close to you. So, my brothers and sisters, as Muslims, take this message to your house, starting from your ears, from ears to your heart, and from heart to your families, that we Muslims are not terrorists, we Muslims are not fundamentalists, we Muslims are not extremists, and we are having the same sympathy, and we feel sorrow for what has happened to any human by the corrupted people, whatever they do. We are not happy for any harm coming to any Muslim or any non-Muslim. Finally, my brothers and sisters, after the Eid, that when you go from here, first of all, you have to go and meet your relatives who are angry with you. Otherwise, there's no point for you to enjoy your Eid. You have to connect with your brothers, your sisters, your family members who have disconnected with you. The friends who got upset with you, this is your duty, that go and meet him first, greet, salam, whether he accepts it or not, whether she accepts it or not. Your family will welcome you or not. That's not your problem. Your duty is to connect. Salman qata'. Rasulullah has said, join with the one who is cutting off from you. So the ties is important. Relationship with our neighbors is important. Relationship with our friends is important. So this is the final message to all of you, my brothers and sisters. Practice your deen. Preach your deen. Don't force your deen. Preach your deen. Don't force your deen. And leave it to Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best judge. He will judge between them if they are wrong. And alhamdulillah, we have to set up the best example, and we have to start from our house. Do you miss Ramadan? Final question. Do you miss Ramadan? What do you miss in Ramadan? Were we worshipping Ramadan or were we worshipping Allah? Answer my question. In the month of Ramadan, were we worshipping Ramadan or were we worshipping Allah? Sisters, you got my question? I'm asking you the question. Were we worshipping Ramadan or were we worshipping Allah? So do we miss Allah? No, Allah is always there. Ramadan will come and Ramadan will go. What we did in Ramadan? Fasting. Can't we fast in other days of Ramadan? Yes. Thursdays, Mondays, 13th, 14th and 15th, Ashura, Arafah, we can fast. So still we are not going to miss Ramadan. But if we don't do that, definitely we are missing we are disconnecting our relation with Allah, because we are not worshipping Allah as we were worshipping in Ramadan. Okay. What else we do in Ramadan? We fast. We also pray. Yes or no? Are we going to pray after Ramadan? Yes. So we are not missing Ramadan at all. We are not missing even Allah. And after that, are we going to read the Quran? Yes. So what we do in Ramadan? We read, we fast, we pray, and we read the Quran. So these are all the things that you can do till the next Ramadan to update your Iman, alhamdulillah, to boost your Iman. So this is the final thing, my brothers and sisters. Don't think that Ramadan is gone, so your Iman has gone with that. Because we are worshipping Allah, we are not worshipping Ramadan. And that is not the routine ibadah that we are doing. That's one of the parts of the training for the Muslims. We can still continue with the ibadah that we were doing in the month of Ramadan. Now finally, let's pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah accept our fasting that we have fasted in the month of Ramadan. Ya Allah, accept our fasting. Ya Allah, accept our Salah. Ya Allah, accept our Taraweeh. Ya Allah, accept our Sadaqat. Ya Allah, accept our Sadaqatul Zakat. Ya Allah, accept our Sadaqatul Fitr. And Allah, forgive us for the shortcomings and errors that we have made. Allah, forgive us if we have harmed anybody and we could not reach to Him to ask for His forgiveness. Allah, you can make the ways to, forgive us. You are the best. Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Allah, you are the oft forgiving and you love forgiving. So forgive all of us. And Allah, you promised that you will put the people in the Jannah in the month of Ramadan every night. Allah, make us amongst them. Ameen, thumma ameen. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ما شاء الله وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد